What up, Bitcoiners? It's host Joe Rodgers checking in with you for a quick mini interview for Bitcoin 2021. I had a chance to sit down with speaker Isaiah Jackson, known for his book Bitcoin in Black America, and he's also a co-founder of Black Bitcoin Billionaires, one of the biggest Bitcoin clubhouses out there. Anyway, we got to talk about what he's excited about for the conference, what he's been up to, and he's pretty pumped to be hosting a basketball tournament at the conference. And conference goers will have a chance to see the 3-point contest and slam dunk contest live at Mana Wynwood. We've actually got a basketball court that's going to be set up inside the conference grounds. So really excited for everyone to see that. So if you're listening right now, we have not sold out of tickets. I think we've got less than 1,000 available for the conference. So head over to b.tc/conference for more details for Bitcoin 2021. It's going to be a riot. I think more than 10,000 Bitcoiners are going to be there. So be sure to join us. Use promo code Satoshi and save 10% off your tickets. With that being said, sit back and relax and check out this short interview with Isaiah Jackson. All right, Isaiah, thank you so much for joining me for this little pre-conference check-in. How are you doing?
Doing great, John. Glad to be talking with you, man. Always.
Yeah, I'm so jacked for this conference. I've talked to a few other speakers, and the overall vibe is everyone is ready to get the hell out of their house and get to a conference. Have you had a chance for many in-person type meetups since, I guess, 2020 and all the pandemic and all that?
Not as much as I'd like, but probably more than most people, just because, in the Bitcoin community, some people, they decided to still work together even during the pandemic. But as far as a group, not at all. Not, really any meetups. Everything's been Zoom calls. So I believe everybody is, like you said, ready to get out the house and see each other in Miami. I mean, it's ridiculous how many people are coming already. I think this is the biggest conference in history so far.
For Bitcoiners, for sure. I saw some numbers. I mean, I think we're thinking on the minimum side, 10,000 attendees.
10,000. Mm-hmm.
I mean, which is crazy. You think 10,000 Bitcoiners in a venue together, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Oh, man, definitely. And I already know the toxic maximalism will be thrown around, and I can't wait.
I know, man. I saw you on the receiving end of some of that stuff, and you stood your ground pretty well. That was great to see.
Oh yeah, it's always fun because it's a scale, right? It's like who's a true Bitcoiner, and then even that person, somebody will be like, oh, well, he's not even the most pure. But it's all fun and games to me. That is actually the topic of my discussion. What is a Bitcoiner? Which is ironic, simply because, like you said, I had to exchange with a few people, and the exchange was funny because on one side, I have people when they approach me about it, they're like, all right, I know you love Bitcoin, but what do you think about this? So it's on one side, people think I'm a maximalist, and then on the other side, it's people that are like, well, you're not maximalist enough, because you don't only speak about Bitcoin. So it should be fun.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up because Leigh Cuen, who's on our team, she's going to be moderating the event.
Yep.
And kind of in her past life and even currently, I don't want to speak for her, but she's sympathetic and open-minded to other technologies, and she gets the same kind of treatment, like, oh, you're not pure enough, but at the same time, on the other side of the camp, they're like, oh, you're too toxic. So she kind of gets it both angles. So she's
both ways. That's why
in this weird middle ground.
Exactly. You can't care what people think. If you do, you're gonna go crazy.
Absolutely. So I think for us, this is obviously the conference last year was canceled. So before that was Bitcoin 2019. So if you think in Bitcoin years, what is one Bitcoin year? Like 4 years for normal?
I always say at least 3 or 4, because normal world is like an 8-hour stock market trading, and Bitcoin's 24 hours. So I always triple it. It's 1 year in regular life is or 1 year in Bitcoin life is 3 in regular life.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, the stock hour market time. So look, 2019, that was the last time it happened. That was near a market top. Man, how has the world changed if you just look back two short years to 2019?
Wow. Well, it looks like the original reason Bitcoin was built is coming upon us. I believe that in 2019, there was still uncertainty. We were going through a bear market. It wasn't much activity. People like me and you, we stick around, long term, but there were a lot of people who came and went. So kind of shaky ground in 2019. And I think what's changed since then is that we become more hardened because since then, 2020, the pandemic has happened. People are starting to open their eyes to even things bigger than Bitcoin. But as far as money goes, we're seeing the inflation rate go crazy. So Bitcoin is basically doing what it was supposed to do at this point. So that's what's changed since then. And I think that the ethos of Bitcoin has always been that we're trying to build a better money system. And I think that now that value has come into the system. I think we're at what, 40,000 now. Now that we're seeing that, I think there's no doubt in 2021 what's happening in the future. So a lot more hardened, a lot more stronger Bitcoin is coming in, a lot less doubt. It was still doubt back then. I think all doubt is pretty much gone now.
Yeah, I think one key word that I want to ask you about is like hardened. Can you expand on what exactly you mean by hardened? Like, is the narrative or the people themselves, like what exactly is hardened?
Oh yeah. So one thing I think that has happened is people used to say one day the banks will accept Bitcoin, but what's actually happened is that Bitcoin has started accepting banks. We flipped it on their head and we've become hardened by that because we realize we have a better money system and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And by hardened, I mean there's no amount of FUD, there's no energy, environmental crisis articles that can come out and stop it. There's no China ban that can stop it. There's no bear market that's going to go on forever. It's not tulips. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire. We don't even we tell billionaires to fuck off all the time. That's what I mean by hardened. We basically came to a point where we know what we have and we recognize it as such now.
It does feel like all the arguments have had a thoughtful rebuttal from Bitcoiners. I mean, Bitcoiners are adversarial thinkers. Of all people who would have a vested interest in finding a weak point in Bitcoin, it's Bitcoiners themselves. And you know for a fact that Bitcoiners will shit on each other, destroy each other, tear each other down in pursuit of truth, in pursuit of harder ideas. So yeah, I love that. I think that we have hardened since 2019. I think there's been immense amount of education. I know that you're a creator. You wrote a fantastic book. Looking forward to volume 2. But I mean, like the on-ramps and education has been built out. And I feel like that's, you know, one of the big shining things. I mean, by these educational on-ramps being built, people can come into Bitcoin and ramp up their knowledge much quicker so that we can get past this FUD bullshit. And then they can onboard into being more of a productive Bitcoiner, productive builder, productive communicator, you name it.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm with you there.
Yeah. So, okay. Bitcoin 2021. What are you most jacked about? What are you excited about?
Man, so much stuff, but probably the most excited I am, a guy called mentor, Max Kaiser. He'll be doing a fireside chat with Michael Saylor. I think everybody's going to be there for that. I think everybody's pretty pumped. I'm definitely pumped because, you know, knowing Max will get anybody excited about Bitcoin. And then Michael Saylor coming, you know, last year, he really pumped up, you know, his prowess as a Bitcoiner. So that should be a great conversation. I also want to say that the Black Bitcoin Billionaires, our Clubhouse group, I'm actually helping sponsor a basketball tournament right on the campus of the actual conference. And
share some details on this. How did this come to fruition?
Oh yeah. So guy Yusuf, he does basketball tournaments in the upper Northeast, Connecticut, New York area. And he got into Bitcoin and he found me somehow. And because I'm a former basketball player, played, you know, college, high school, it's always been near and dear to my heart to somehow join those two worlds. Because as much as I go hard from Bitcoin, that was me in basketball before. So I wanted to join those two worlds. We joined up. I told him I sponsored the first tournament in Connecticut. And then I told him about Miami. I said, you know, in Miami, it's about 10,000 Bitcoiners showing up. And even though most of us can't play basketball like that anymore, entertainment is starting to descend on it. Like I have friends in the NBA who are Bitcoiners now. Some of the Miami Heat, as you may have saw, FTX is sponsoring their stadium. So the fusion is coming. So because of that, I said, hey, let's do it in Miami. Got it set up. We got a 3-point shootout and a dunk contest on June 4th. The tournament between teams starts at 5th and 6th. And again, it's the only basketball tournament in the world where the winner wins Bitcoin. 25,000 in Bitcoin for the winner this time.
Is that now? Where's that going to be?
The 3-point and dunk contest is on the campus. They have a half court on the actual conference campus, and then the tournament is going to be in Overtown. I forget the name of it, but all the information is on the website, the Bitcoin Classic.
That is so awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I've seen we haven't announced it yet. Hopefully by the time this goes live next week, we'll have.
We do have a couple Bitcoiners. Yeah, we got a couple Bitcoiners in the 3-point contest. I'm participating. So
have you been practicing?
Somebody wants a shot? A little bit, not as much as I should. As you can see, I'm on vacation. So.
You're hustling. I don't know. There might be a basketball court nearby.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying, but not in Barbados. It's not much.
Yeah, man. Okay, so I'm excited for the things that you mentioned. I think one of the things that some of the other people I've talked with, they're real excited to just get around other Bitcoiners.
Oh, yeah,
I think
absolutely.
2020 was all about building. I feel like a lot of digital communities emerged. I mean, like
Hmm.
Clubhouse came from out of nowhere, and it's like
Clubhouse,
Zoom
yeah.
calls. Everyone knows how to Zoom call now.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to meet some people, and that was kind of a consistent thing that I've heard so far. Do you have any folks out there digitally that you haven't met in person yet that you're excited about meeting?
Mm. Oh yeah. Let's see. My guy Adam, he's the CEO of Lolly. I'm sorry, Alex Adelman,
Yep.
CEO of Lolly. I just spoke with him recently. Want to meet with him. A few people that have hit me up to meet for coffee. VJ Singh, who he's having like a private dinner, and actually the speaker's dinner. Since I am a speaker, I am looking forward to that. Everybody, Michael Saylor, Cynthia Loomis, Tony Hawk. I mean, Tony Hawk. I remember playing this video game when I was like 10 years
You
old.
and
I
me
can't wait.
both, man.
Yeah, I'll be fanning out a little bit, but him, and then this rapper that I'm familiar with, Money Man.
Yep.
He's a big Bitcoiner. So anybody that's a speaker that I've haven't seen personally, I'll see him at that meeting. So I can't wait, man. Can't wait to see him.
That's exciting. So, um, we're going to be covering Bitcoin is so big, it kind of touches all aspects of society. And I'd be curious, what do you think is the most critical topic or point of discussion that we should be talking about at Bitcoin 2021, or
Mhm.
the thing that people should walk away from Bitcoin in 2021 and be like, damn, that's something we really need to focus on?
Oh yeah. So I know from a tech standpoint, Taproot. I think Taproot we should discuss exactly, or most people should at least have the information on how Taproot will affect Bitcoin going forward, from a technical standpoint, and Lightning Network as well. How will we scale up layer 2? Because I feel like when Lightning really takes off and people have channels and we make that like a standard that everybody is trying to have these channels, a lot of altcoins will go by the wayside and all that market cap will come to Bitcoin. So I think those discussions need to be had. I also think that we have to figure out, as a group, I guess, with FUD, when news play, we have to do as much as we're doing now. Just keep pushing people to understand that it's fake, it's not real, because there's a lot of pushback coming from government agencies. So we got to stick together now. The infighting is fun, but at the end of the day, the real boss that we're going against now is, I mean, the Fed, the OCC, and the FDIC just teamed up yesterday. Like they're forming Voltron to try and get rid of us with regulations, and I think that has to be discussed at the conference.
Yep, I think that we're kind of seeing it right now play out. I feel like this energy FUD that's kind of reared its head
Man,
is it's a good example.
so coordinated.
It is coordinated, and we, the Bitcoiners and the thinkers out there have written and argued until they're blue in their face, but we have to continue beating the drum and stay united. And I feel like our message will continue to get hardened and sharpened.
Yes.
And they can't stop us. There's too many of us. The brain power of the Bitcoin community is too large. But
Oh yeah,
overall, man,
smartest people in the world. That's what I always say.
hell yeah, because that's why we're in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't say I hope too much.
Absolutely.
All right. So look, when is your panel exactly? Do you know the date?
It is June 4th at 1:10.
Awesome.
I'll be speaking with Lamar, and then like I said, Leigh is the moderator, and I forget who the other 4 speakers. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to see you there. Before we wrap this up, is there anything you want to give a shout out to? Yeah, the floor is yours, and I'll definitely I'm Jack to see you in Miami.
Oh yeah, definitely. Black Bitcoin Billionaires, the biggest Bitcoin group on Clubhouse, like we mentioned before, blew up the last 3 months. We are having a mansion party, meet and greet, network, and looking forward trying to do a yacht party at the same time. So shout out to them, everybody that's coming down, all the moderators, giving away free books, sponsoring the basketball tournament, giving away free one-pagers to people in the community, because Bitcoiners already know what they're talking about. It's the crowd we're going for. So shout out to them, and can't wait to be in Miami, man. Should be great.
Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you here in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon, John.
Right on. Bye now.
Yep. Peace.